Yo, what's good, guys? Vampire here, back on the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 24 gameplay for you guys. Today we're going to be running the gun ace slot offset on offense, kind of be doing some of the same stuff we've been doing on defense with that 4-3 even 6-1 last gameplay. We ran a lot of dollar, but we're going to be running some 4-3 even 6-1 mainly today. I have a few videos on that. Make sure you guys go check them out, going over the cover 4 quarters as well as a man coverage type of version. Now, we're using Houston here, which is a little bit of a weaker team offensively, but they definitely have some pieces. Obviously, running A-slot offset, you want two good tight ends. Now, we'll talk about the offense when we get there, but defensively, we're going to be running Kansas City playbook. And, of course, this 4-3 even 6-1, which personnel-wise for the Texans is not going to be that great. We have just really no good pass rush or linebackers, so obviously, we're going to hope for some disengages, and it's going to have to rely a lot on the back-end adjustments because our secondary is pretty good. Now, we start out running the quarters. He's going to come out under center, hits that nice pass on the drag. Our linebacker did not match on that. Now, coaching adjustments-wise, you are going to have match on. Then you would set your flats to 30. Obviously, you can have baseline on and auto flip. Doesn't really matter. The formation is symmetrical. So here you see, again, just these linebackers, 71 overall out there in coverage. Not going to be the greatest look in the world, but, you know, we will survive. You got to work with what you have. This is why I like playing regs, because you're not really getting bailed out by your players as much. It's more so working with what you have, and that's why I like playing with some of the weaker teams. You'll see me play with the good teams, but I don't really always play with the good teams. You know, I have videos out running with the Falcons, with the Steelers a lot. The Ravens aren't great in this game. As you see, we get no pressure, but our coverage was perfect on that play. We get the pick with Brian Cashman, I believe, and that is actually going to take us to the 23-yard line. So offensively here, we're going to be in the spread playbook. This formation, I believe, is only in the spread playbook. Now, again, two good tight ends and two good receivers. Brevin Jordan is pretty good. He is a 68 overall, but honestly, he should be higher. He's pretty good in real life. So average EA moment. Now, we are going to sub in some offensive linemen. Make sure if you guys are playing regs online that you do this, because players that are injured will be subbed out. So a lot of times with, I think, the 49ers or the Dolphins, like Teron Armstead was out or Trent Williams was out, and you'd have to sub those guys in. Same thing like with some of the Jets players and just any team that has injuries. Obviously, QB is more important, but yeah, gun A slot offset. Our audibles are going to be posts, inside zone, smash, and then PA post shot, I believe. Or I'm going to throw in the RPO slots bubble because I think that's just a better version of the inside zone. And you see, we're going to go to that here. The best time to run is when there's nobody directly in front of B there. Now here I realize that putting these receivers in better positions is going to be key, because having Tank Dell block on the edge is not going to be the smartest thing. Now when I flip this play, Tank Dell is actually in the slot, so that's going to be something that we're going to be kind of changing throughout. It is unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal. But obviously, with that RPO, you could run it here because, again, there's nobody in front of Tank Dell. But we're going to go with smash, try and hit this deep corner out to Tank Dell. One of my favorite combos in the game is the drag wheel, so we actually implement that by motioning over Dameon Pierce. And boom, it kind of looks like we have him there. He just did not get his feet in bounds. Maybe I threw that a little bit late, but this is the adjustment of going from like a gunslinger QB to not having it, because CJ Stroud really got that ball out slowly. I mean, you were really hoping that he could have got that there a little bit quicker, but here we're going to go post. It is 3rd and 9. We're going to try and go corner routes. I like this combination a lot. You have a corner out, backside post, and then you have a little drag wheel, and then boom. The drag does an excellent job of pulling over that backer in the middle of the field, and it allows us to hit the backside dig. So he was actually in quarters there, which, again, you see a lot of guys running quarters right now, despite even if they're not running 4-3 even 6-1. Quarters is one of the better defenses that you can play because a lot of the setups will be the same. So and you do see a little bit of 4-3 normal these days and some of those 4-3 wide nines. So just any formation with like a deeper pass rush, you can obviously pinch your D-line and kind of get the same pressure. So here we're just going to go to the ground with a typical inside zone. We pick up 3, and I like the look of the defense. We're just going to go right back to the slot bubble. We can obviously run it or pass it here. Boom, just hand it off. Jurtle into the end zone. I don't know that he actually got in, but we'll take it. And yeah, easy touchdown. Now, obviously we didn't have to go the length of the field, but punching it in is something that you will live with. So that is going to put us up 7-0. We already got the stop, so we get ball in half. We're sitting in a really good spot, even if we end up giving up something like a touchdown or whatever on the next drive. So honestly, I cannot complain with that. All right, so I had to kind of step away for a second, but we are back. I had to edit something out that I forgot to, but anyways, yeah, we put up the touchdown. We're kicking off, and he didn't really look good on defense, so I'm feeling pretty good about what we can do against this guy. Boom, easy hit stick on the return there. Now, let me know if you guys prefer live commentary or post commentary. Typically, I will like live commentary even better for myself because you're just explaining things in the moment, but post commentary can give kind of a different perception as he's going to go to the ground. Now, one thing if you're facing the inside zone is you cannot do what I did there with my user. You have to take that outside lane with your user, because if you get stuck too close to the line, you get engaged with the center, that window will be wide open for him to run through. So he goes to it again. Now we take the outside angle. Obviously, we get a shed, which helps, but we would have been there with our user anyway. So he's going to go to the ground. He obviously seems like a passing situation. So again, we're just throwing the cloud flat on that left-hand side with our user. We follow it really well. He throws that ball probably a little bit late, but overall pretty decent user for Perryman. Dude is not great, I will tell you that much, and he actually just powers off his Xbox. So we're going to hop straight into our second game here. We do start out with ball, which is nice because we're trying to kind of showcase the offense, and we are facing the Bills. So we are facing a little bit of a better team here, probably just Madden-wise. And yeah, so again, a slot offset. Audibles will go posts. We will take Robert Woods out. I forget to do the offensive line, I guess, in this game, I think, which kind of sucks, but that's just something you got to remember, I guess. Yeah, so we go smash, we go PA post shot, I believe, we go RPO slot bubble, and then that's pretty much it. Now, there are a few other good runs. There's like an RPO regular wide receiver screen. Now, that play is not as good because the formation's like a little bit more compressed, so it's pretty noticeable to a good player that you would be running it. But there is an 0-1 trap. So the 0-1 trap's typically pretty good. I don't know that I use it too often. There's a halfback punch, which is kind of like a halfback power. There's also an outside zone. So there are some other really good run plays that I didn't even necessarily touch on. You'll see usually what I'll end up doing is coming out an 0-1 trap and then audibling kind of gives myself another option. And that's just amazing Madden gameplay right there from EA Sports. Sometimes like throwing to that side just almost seems weird. I don't know what causes it, but it's pretty annoying. Anyways, this is just a really good setup for posts. I probably had B open, not the greatest read of my life, but really what you do in this setup is you just drag the tight end that's on a flat. It just kind of gives you another option. But in that case, not my greatest read. I probably rushed it. Kind of like the NFL, there's always like a clock kind of going on in your head. Really don't want to take a sack, but it was third down, so it's fine. Here, again, I'm just not that guy that's going to ever run the ball on 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. So we go with this setup, block the tight end. I'm looking Nico Collins' way. He's my first read, and it was some off-man coverage. I don't know what's going on with his user, but off-man coverage, even if that was zone, I'm easily able to hit it, even if it's cloud flat. Hard flat would be tough, but because he's a lot further inside than the flat zone would be, that's something that you can do. Now, you notice what I like to do is I like to always have this formation flipped. I like my receivers on that wide side of the field. You could keep it on the short side, but I like having more space for these corner routes and things like that. Here, we try and hit Tank Dell. He ends up actually bumping his own receiver because Nico Collins got pressed on his streak, so that's just unfortunate. Maybe I have to go fade instead of streak for that to work. It did seem like it was it was obviously the cloud or the hard flat, but it just didn't end up working timing wise. I probably could have checked it down or just looked the other way. Here we're trying to go to this wide receiver screen. It actually works pretty well. We get a nice block from Tank Dell. Obviously you can kind of see maybe from there that it's a little bit more compressed, and you'll see kind of when I audible back from this to the other one that the receivers will shift, especially that X receiver is a lot closer, or I guess they both are, honestly. So we're just going to audible here to the RPO alert bubble. It's open, but if you see the first down on the ground, I would probably just take it because you don't want to have a situation where it bounces off your receiver's face like it did just a moment ago. So driving really well, and I feel like we haven't even gone into some of these crazy passing plays that we like a lot. So here we're going smash. This is a definitely a good play to have because you have a deeper corner out with Nico Collins, which is nice. So we go 2 drags, we go a little seam, we have a wheel, and then we have this corner route. I'm waiting, I'm trying to hit B here, and I accidentally crossed the line of scrimmage, so we do a nice little spin move. Now, thankfully we didn't fumble there, but we had the corner route. That was a weird route combo, but we're just kind of trying out stuff. And it did end up getting open. The wheel route really did a nice job of pulling him above, but we crossed the line. I didn't want to throw it on the run, so I was trying to set my feet there. But I'm just glad he didn't throw it across the line of scrimmage, because then that would have just been a flag and we wouldn't have got any yards. So I guess we won't complain. Here we're going to go to the outside zone, or we come out in the outside zone. I guess we don't go to it here. Trying to hit Tank Dell on this little baby out route. And again, there's 2 different things that you can do if there's no defender really above or right on Tank Dell. Like if it's not a press man look, there's a few things you can do, especially if it's like a 4-3 normal. There's never going to be a corner over there unless he's man aligned, and you would know it's man coverage. That's an easy way to exploit it. But if nobody's above him, you either throw the bubble screen or you throw him on like a little baby out route, and you could do it with the X receiver as well. Here we go, bubble, Tank Dell. Weird animation, man. Weird. We just kind of keep colliding with each other. But I go no huddle. I think I run it again because, again, there's just nobody over there. And we throw it again. This time we get a nice little outside block, and it allows us to get into the end zone. We only need 3 yards, and that's exactly what we got. So, again, run this RPO heavy. It's really good. And if he's not going to be... in a press man-to-man coverage look, then you can really take advantage. And this is going to put us up 7-0. Now, again, we got ball first, so this is a little bit of a different situation than the last game. We're going to have to play some defense on this drive, but 11 plays, I feel like I really didn't show him too much in the passing game, honestly. We just ran the ball pretty well. Definitely can't complain with the start. Now, defensively, again, you guys kind of know what we're doing. Once again, it is spread playbook on offense, Kansas City on defense, just because I know you guys ask a lot. Sometimes you don't hear certain parts of it, so I will try and say it a few times throughout the video. Sometimes I forget, though. But yeah, Kansas City on defense, it's the best in the game right now, in my opinion. You guys see a lot of even 6-1 online. But yeah, we have good corners in this scheme, which is really the most important thing. The linebackers don't necessarily mean as much. And here we really have nothing set up, so we're just going to run. Whenever I don't have my setup, I'm just running regular cover 4. And he's in a heavy run formation. He goes to the pass. Look at that nice little shed. That is what this defense can do for you. Rushing 4, we get that easy disengage with Will Anderson. He is going to be our guy. We want him getting through because of his speed and just everything that he does well. So, again, we don't get the pressure this time. But we get pressure eventually. And if you can get pressure in like that amount of time, you will take it every play. Again, sometimes you'll get that instant pressure, but sometimes it won't work quite as fast to where you end up waiting a little bit. Now, 3rd and 14, we're going to play this pretty safe, going with the cloud flat, I believe, on this right-hand side, which we do. We're watching really the middle of the field, so we go from that deeper route to the middle, and we just get no reaction. I don't really understand that, but that is why having that lurk reader on your linebackers is so key. And obviously, we don't have it there. I feel like I even strafed up. I was really in position there. And right there, bad user, probably just kept following it. We didn't get any pressure there. But yeah, really with my user, I feel like I strafed up. I was definitely holding Y. We just didn't get the animation. So it is unfortunate, but you live and you learn. Overall, I feel good about getting stops on this guy. I don't think his scheme is anything crazy. But we're going to try and probably mix it up a bit. This cover 4, I feel confident in it, but it doesn't hurt to just mix it up, and we're going to go exactly with that with a blitz. Now, I have an important responsibility. I'm guarding Trent Sherfield, number 16, so I have to go immediately get him, but thankfully for us, he's only on a stick route. And honestly, when you're using like the receivers there, people immediately will move off of it if they see you like in any area. So immediately, even though he could beat me in man coverage because I don't know what he's running, a lot of times people will just move off that receiver immediately. And boom, Jerry Hughes now gets pressure through that middle, if you saw that. But yeah, like if I'm covering that slot guy or the tight end with my user or the running back, people immediately like go away from it, especially if they see the pressure coming because they just have to get rid of the ball. So you're honestly kind of fine doing that sometimes. 5 wide here, we get a little bit creative with the adjustments. We manned up digs. We had a cloud flat on the left side. We had a vert hook over there. So we really kind of turned a cover 2 on the left side, and boom, we end up getting pressure again. And that's why 5 wide. I would be blocking 6 always against 4-3, even 6-1, just because those sheds, they come at random times. They come from weird places. Having your running back there, taking a little bit of a further drop back is typically going to be your best bet. Now, anyways, 4th and 19, we have 2 cloud flats out there, really playing almost a cover 2 look. And really here with his arm, he has nothing. Boom, click on. And right there, I went for the pick, but obviously it's better that we did not catch it because we get the ball around midfield. And clock management wise, if I really wanted to play this smartly, I could actually probably take this to the final quarter or the end of the quarter, take it to the half, and hopefully punch it in. Now, obviously, I'm not too worried about the clock because we played good defense, so I'm more so focused on just putting together a good drive, showing off this offense a little bit better. So right here, man, we're going again. There's nobody over there. Hit these out routes, and this is how you have to play offense because if you're looking for the deep ball and he's just playing you deep, it just makes no sense, especially against quarters. Because, I mean, like, you just got to open your eyes. There's always weaknesses in every defense, and we could take advantage of that with just simple routes. Dinking and dunking is really what you have to do because otherwise you're playing right into his hands if you're trying to force the ball down the field. I know it's not that fun to take these little checkdowns, but it is something you have to do. Now here we go outside zone. Using the Jurtle, man, I cannot say the Jurtle enough. You want to use it. It doesn't use any energy of your offensive player. But, I mean, you just have to consistently use it. Especially when you're running these outside plays, stretches, tosses, power O's, things of that nature. Just the cutback is always wide open. And the sheds in this game are always from the outside generally. So if you can just take advantage of that, using that Jurtle move, it will just help you immensely. Here we're going to that same setup we ran last game with Dalton Schultz. Again, cover 4, nobody over there. We're just going to take that drag. Not the greatest move, but we're able to just check it down to him, man, and hit that route. Again, nobody over there. The cloud fight was kind of rotating late. I guess it was cover 2 invert. And just able to hit that. Here again, he's in the even 6-1 now, so he is switching. Now, here we're expecting cover 4, but it could be man coverage. We want to be ready for anything. So we have Y open, but he was actually using the outside corner. I don't know why he did that, but obviously we'll take a streak and we will just punch that in. Now, if he wasn't using that corner, we would have had our both corner routes open. So you saw Y was open on that play. The Tank Dell would have been open on his corner route on that play. So, obviously, just look to what's open. Now, going up 14-0, again, we didn't do the smartest thing, which would be take all the clock. But when someone gives you a free touchdown, you always take it in this game. That's just how I've been. You just take it. No reason to get too cute and do too much. I think it just always makes sense to take what you have, especially touchdowns. Now, fourth quarter situations could be a little bit different, especially if he's giving you blatantly a touchdown. You're I want to take a few more of your timeouts. But situations like this in the first half, I always take my points. You never know what can happen in this game. People can drop it. People can, bounce balls up, and just all these crazy stuff can happen. So I just take what I get, Now here he's taking it out. We get pancaked. But, yeah, he didn't look great on offense, so I'm feeling pretty safe about just kind of running the same thing we were doing on defense. Let me know if you guys are running any cool schemes. Drop those requests. Someone did request this gun A slot a while ago. I did run it in another video, but it was kind of a defensive gameplay. But I did actually run it in another video. So we kind of ran it twice. Here we're going very aggressive. He throws it right at me. Just easy money. We had Stefan, I believe, manned up. And boom. Look at this. We actually end up taking it to the crib. little celebration there. And yeah, again, maybe I could have fallen down, shown a little more of the offense, but I'll take the pick six, man, especially when this is game number 2 already. And that is just really good defense. That's just another way to run the cover 4. That time we were on the safety, we really played aggressive. And just showing you guys different ways to run the defense. Certain looks, especially if it's overloaded on the right side, I will play aggressive and I will man up that player on the left and then just kind of come down with the user, because that safety's responsibility is only really to help out on that X receiver or maybe follow that any deep crossers from right to left, but typically it would be from the tight end. It would be intermediate to where the quarter flat would take it anyway. So I feel pretty confident about just, being able to do that, and obviously getting pressure before any of that stuff can develop, which you should get. The pressure in this formation is amazing. So anyways, coming back on offense. Now, something like deuce close, I like baseline pressing, because if it's bench or any of those corner out plays, those outside quarter zones will play it really good. Any streaks, you're taken care of, and that is exhibit A right there. Now, I try and lateral it because there's a guy right behind me, and I want a lead blocker. Now, pretty cool for us. He throws it to nobody. So, that's kind of what you got there. But yeah, so we'll just have to get that stop again. But obviously, that was really good defense. And again, I will baseline press against deuce close and a lot of the under center stuff. But against something like trips, you do have to stay away from that because you will get burnt. Here, really good user. It's a curl flat play, so he's looking for B or RB. Take away really both of them with our user, and just nowhere for him to go with the ball again. Another play, getting pressure there. We went to the man blitz. And again, something with that man blitz, you just got to mix it in. You see, I don't run it once. I don't run it too often. I only run it twice this game. Here we go with a man coverage hybrid on the left. Keep the cover 4 on the right. Throw the cloud flat on the right. But yeah, something about, and you see, I thought he was going to block his running back. We got to watch him. Boom. Throws a hospital pass. Again, we had Diggs manned up, but we have safety help over the top. We manned up the linebacker on the slot receiver. We manned up Diggs with the outside corner, so we still had the inside quarter zone over there to help out. Here, again, we go back to the man. Now, with the man, you don't want to really run it like how I did every other play, but really more so how I did in the beginning of the game. You run it, twice in the first half up until now. 4th and 10, I'm not going to sit back. We're sending the dogs. He picks it up, and boom, Gabe Davis actually burns us, which is crazy because I was not pressed on that play. We were backed off. Now we're a little bit outside with our leverage, but him getting burnt like that makes no sense to me. I don't see how that happens. Like, Steven Nelson's honestly a pretty good corner here, and you see I'm looking. I'm like, dude, he's 83 overall. I don't think he should get burnt. But, I guess it happens. He's on a little weird, fade route also, which could help. Maybe if it's the traditional streak, we get some better help, but he's actually going for 2 here. He's trying to take advantage of us. I don't know if we get all of our adjustments off. We go a little kind of a cover 2 look. I was trying to put those, basically what I was trying to do there is put those linebackers in vert hooks, but I accidentally messed up, threw them in hard flats. We just had 4 flat zones, but we run slants, which you never run slants at the goal line because I just was able to take away your 3 options with one guy just standing there, and we pick it off. But that's not the worst thing, I guess, because we still do have 2 minutes here to punch it in. He's going to kick it deep, and we'll see what we can do on the return. Desmond King, who's the guy I was thinking about putting in because it does have a lot of speed, but he didn't really feel fast there. So I'm like, I don't know that I really want to do that. But we still got a lot on offense, and maybe we can use this air attack to our advantage. We've been throwing a lot of checkdowns, running the ball, just playing smart football. But sometimes you want to go deep. And there's also a read option. So here we're going to try and set it up for Tank Dell. We go with B on a little streak here. Just kind of opening up a shot play here, seeing if we have anything. Now, he was using that stupid corner again. And so we kind of tried to step up in the pocket. This is a formation you can use your pocket presence to your advantage, similar to something like a U-trips. We sub in the pocket, and again, we accidentally crossed the line. And unfortunately for us, CJ didn't stiff arm, but he went ahead and threw the ball, so we got a flag. Lost it down 5 yards. Not ideal, but it did stop the clock, so I guess it could have been worse. Here we're going to this post-wheel drag, I believe it's called. It might be called something else, but we go 2 drags. B maybe was open, but he did send a little bit of pressure, so I'm just going to take my 10 yards when I can and get out of bounds. I did have my running back. I don't know. Did I have my running back blocked? I'm not sure. I think I might have, but anyways, I feel the pressure getting close to me. I check it down. And here we're going to go with the RPO alert bubble. Just pick up the first down. When there's only one corner again on that side of the field and he's that far back, that's just an easy money. And again, you could go with the bubble. I could just throw either Nico Collins or Tank Dell in that case in a baby out route, and they will easily do it. You could even go with like a streak and just kind of snap throw it to him if you want with the slot receiver in this case. Be careful with the user, but if you know he's in the middle of the field, I could throw Tank Dell on a streak here, really snap throw it. But we're trying to hit Nico Collins deep or Y. We wait. It was a little bit questionable, and oh my god, how many times is this gonna happen? It was a little bit of a questionable throw, like immediately. If he had a really good click on it and I threw that, he probably gets the interception. So I did have to playmaker him up. I don't know why the hell he's not catching the ball, but that may be the 68 overall for you, I guess. I don't know. Like, it almost seems like they don't react when they do that, because I've seen good players, really high overall players, do that as well. Here, again, we're taking a lot of checkdowns. You can see, though, he's playing very far over the top, so he's making things a little bit difficult. He's running purples. He's running quarters. So a lot of these corner outs are doing really their job, and they're just, holding up zones, which is what you want. We're going back to this play because it was so open on that last drive. So we're going to go wheel flat on the left, a little baby out with the wheel in the deeper post, and boom. We hit Tank Dell. He takes a terrible angle, and that is going to be a crib shot. Really good play there. I like that look a lot. Post wheel shallow is what it is called. That was just a standard Tampa 2. He's able to get over the top. Now, obviously, something like cover 3, it's not going to work great, but it still is going to pull up zones, and there always are potential windows to hit it. If it's cover 3, you're looking for that backside post, something like cover 2. You can obviously do what we did there in man coverage. The wheels not as great against man coverage as they once were, but the post obviously still money, as you saw kind of from that first time we ran it, despite not throwing it to him. So we did our job 28-6, and honestly, once again, we kind of scored a little bit too fast. This first half has really taken forever in like actual time, because again, this is unedited, so this is the actual time that the game is taking, and me sitting here not kicking the ball is not doing us any favors. But yeah, so we score like in 40 or 50 seconds there, and pretty much we have the chance to get another stop and score. That's always what I'm thinking, especially when I sense blood in the water. We're going to go attack, baby, and see if we can pick up another stop here and really get him out of here. Honestly, this game is almost 21 skunk if we can pick up the stop here. So he's come out and deuce close again. Remember last time he ran bench, he threw the pick. We lateraled it, and that's how he scored his touchdown. So do I even call a play? I do. Okay. I think it was on my phone or something during this. That makes a lot of sense. But again, I see deuce close. I baseline press, not only to defend those corner outs, but also what it does. He throws it again. He throws an interception again. I really thought about lateraling it again, but I think just because he wasn't directly behind me, it didn't work as well. We almost take it to the crib. But yeah, so baseline press is not only going to help for those corner outs, but it is going to help against the run. If you were to go do stretch, those corners would be in a good position to take away the outside. You're going to force them back inside, really to where your user should be. And that is why it's really difficult to run stretch against 4-3, even 6-1. And he hasn't really even tried to run the ball at all. So he must know something. He's probably been around the block, faced it before, and been like, hey, I cannot run the ball. So here again, I'm looking for Nico Collins on the streak. Again, I talked about it earlier. There's no one there. It's cover 3. They rotate over. Could have been man coverage, which it was, but similar to a cover 3 or some kind of a match coverage. That linebacker, he's just too slow. He's not in position. We get a really good pass there. split it, and that was just overall a dime from our boy CJ Stroud. Rookie of the year in my eyes, and I think everybody's eyes. Definitely it's not a debate. He's been amazing throwing to terrible receivers, honestly. I mean, these guys are not good. Don't be fooled by Noah Brown. I watched him last year on the Cowboys. He stunk. Not to hate, but that guy dropped a million passes. 35-6, and again, somehow in this half, there's still over a minute left. Like, it is unbelievable. But I think it's been like almost 25 minutes of real time in this game. It's crazy. This is Regs, though. You have an extra minute, I believe. And yeah, he's going to kneel the ball down, see if we can pick him off again. I think we picked him off like 5 times if you include the 2-point conversion. So this guy's got to be pissed off. Me personally, I would have quit by now if I threw that many interceptions. But I guess he's just doing his best Brock Purdy impression. Those of you that made it to this point in the video, I hope you can enjoy that joke. Mr. 4 interceptions. Boom. Really should have been picked off there. Petrie, you got to be a little bit better. Okay, so he only has 3 interceptions, but he does have the one on the 2-point conversion. So is it 4? I'm not saying that. Could you say it? You definitely could. No hurry-up offense, no timeouts. He's going to huddle up here, and he's just going to run his normal offense. Obviously, this kid is not great. He throws it. I don't know why I accidentally clicked on twice. I think I was trying to get a better angle with the safety, but that was just low IQ. That really should have been the easiest pick of my life. But, just genius game planning there. Again, running just a lot of the same coverages you can see in that YouTube video. Check it out. Boom. Just nobody open. Really took away everything with the user there. We took away the hitch once the one of the quarters matched onto it. Then I followed both the posts, and again, they're both in the same area. You can take away both. You just need so much time for that play to develop if it's actually going to result in something. Not to mention I had the cloud flat on the left. That would have taken it away, so I would have just went to the right. There, we get nano detected, but that is an incredible interception from Jimmy Ward. Like, when you realize how much ground he covered there, it's actually nuts. I did not realize he covered that much ground. Not as much ground as he did, but he really rotated over from that deep half to take away a sideline pass-led outside streak route. That's just an amazing play. Obviously, probably threw it a half a count late, but I think we had a 30-yard cloud over there, so timing-wise, he didn't do the worst. Here, again, we're setting up the same play. We're trying to hit Tank Dell on this deep post against something like a cover 4 or a cover 2, depending on what it is. We're setting up our protection so that we can kind of roll out to the right because it is a flood concept and everybody's really going to that side. So that's what we do. We just get enough time straight up in the pocket, and boom, Tank Dell, Jurtle. We don't get a block, but we take it to the crib, and that is pretty much going to do it. This guy quits. If you guys enjoyed, want more, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and peace. I'm out of here.